evening and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Acharya. The top stories first. Ruling coalition partners discuss cabinet expansion, prepare the list of probable ministers. Opposition party continues parliament obstruction. Speaker says sub judice cases cannot be discussed in parliament. Court finds 8 people guilty in 33 kg gold scam, 6 persons sentenced to life in prison. UN report warns of global water crisis amid climate change. Global water management is fragmented and inadequate, says UN report. And UEFA fails to monitor matches for racism. Europa's football governing body draws flack for its treatment of racism incidents. And now the news in detail. A meeting of the ruling coalition partners yesterday discussed the names of probable ministers in the cabinet. Discussions were held regarding the prospective candidates as the incumbent government is under pressure to expand the Council of Ministers. The meeting was attended by Prime Minister and Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba, NCP Maoist Center Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal, CPN Unified Socialist Chairman Madhav Kumar Nepal and Chairman of Janata Samajwadi Party Upendra Yadav. As per the understanding reached between the coalition partners, CPN Unified Socialist and JSP will get 4 ministerial portfolios each, while Maoist Center will get 5 ministries. Similarly, Nepali Congress will get 6 ministries and Mahanta Thakur's Loktantrik Samajwadi Party will get 2 ministries. The main opposition party CPN-UML continued obstruction at the meeting of the House of Representatives yesterday as well. UML lawmakers picked the rhetoricism and chanted slogans immediately after the meeting began. During the House of meeting, Speaker Agni Prasad Sapkota requested the opposition party lawmakers not to obstruct the parliament but participate in the regular business and put forth their views. He reminded the MPs that the issues under consideration at court cannot be discussed in parliament. However, amidst obstruction, Minister for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Gyanendra Karki presented the annual report of the National Dalit Commission 2076 and 77 on behalf of Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba. The next meeting of the lower house is scheduled for October 8. Morang District Court has convicted 6 people in the 33 kg gold scam and sentenced them to life imprisonment. The 6 includes Chudamani Upreti, who was involved in the murder of Sonam Sakya, a report. A bench of District Court, Judge Bharat Lamsal, sentenced 6 of the accused, including Chudamani Upreti of Urlabari, to life in prison. Meanwhile, one person involved in the scam was sentenced to 3 years in prison and another person to 6 months in prison, informed the court's records keeper Tikendra Rana. Those imprisoned for life along with Upreti includes Tekraj Malla Thakuri, Lakpa Sherpa, Mohan Kafle, Narendra Karki, Elias Krishna and Bhojraj Bhandari alias Bhoje Mama. The court sentenced Rajan Kumar to 3 years in prison and slapped a 6-month imprisonment to Madan Prasad Ghimire alias Madhav, according to Rana. One of the 77 accused in the case, 48 have been acquitted while 21 are still absconding. A case was filed in the District Court Morang on April 2018 under 4 headings including illegal trade of gold smuggling, abduction, hostage-taking and murder against the accused. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The government yesterday confirmed 762 new cases of coronavirus across the country. Following the latest round of tests, the total cases of coronavirus in the country have climbed to 798,766, while the number of active cases has dropped to 16,248. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, altogether 771,338 infected persons have recovered from the disease in the country so far, following the recovery of 1,114 patients yesterday. The death toll from coronavirus has climbed to 11,180 after 6 fatalities were reported yesterday. Nepal is currently among top 44 countries that have been most affected by the pandemic. The USA tops the list with over 44.78 million confirmed cases, followed by India with more than 33.87 million cases. Coronavirus has infected more than 236.56 million people across the world and claimed over 4.83 million lives. And now the news from economic front. The Ministry of Home Affairs has formed a province-wise monitoring team under the leadership of its Joint Secretary to make market monitoring effective during the festive season. According to the ministry, the monitoring teams have been formed in all 7 provinces to immediately resolve the problems seen in the market during the festive season. The objective is to make the services related to security, supply, market management and transport convenient and accessible by intensifying monitoring during this period. The ministry's spokesperson Phanindra Maning Pokhrel said that concerned agencies are monitoring the market across the country so as to make the services related to security, transport, supply and market management convenient and effective as the grand festivals such as Dasai, Tihar and Chhath are just around the corner. Market monitoring is being undertaken under the coordination of Assistant Chief District Officer across the country. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back. Now the international news. The United Nations Weather Agency has warned that much of the world is unprepared for floods, hurricanes and droughts expected to worsen the climate change and urgently needs better warning systems to avoid water-related disasters. Global water management is fragmented and inadequate, the published Tuesday found. According to the report, nearly 60% of 101 countries surveyed need improved forecasting systems that can help prevent devastation from severe weather. As populations grow, the number of people with inadequate access to water is also expected to rise to more than 5 billion by 2050, up to 3.6 billion in 2018, the report said. Among the actions recommended by the report were better warning system for floods and drought-prone areas that can identify, for example, when a river is expected to swell. Better financing and coordination among countries on water management is also needed, according to the report by the UN's World Meteorological Organization. You are watching Janata Bulletin and the now latest from the world of sports. UEFA matches have not been monitored for racism this season as the governing body has not yet agreed a deal with the organization that supplies the service. The Football Against Racism Fair network told BBC Sport it would normally have attended 80 high-risk games by this stage. Both sides are confident a deal will be reached, but the lack of monitors is alarming and embarrassing for UEFA. The body's treatment for racist incidents has been questioned recently. In July, the Hungarian FA was fined £85,500 and ordered to play 3 matches behind closed doors because of the racist behaviors of the supporters at Euro 2020. However, as neither UEFA nor world governing body FIFA asked for the ban to cover all matches, supporters were allowed into Hungary's World Cup qualifier with England last month. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Ruling coalition partners discuss cabinet expansion, prepare the list of probable ministers. Opposition party continues parliament obstruction. Speaker says sub judice cases not cannot be discussed in Parliament. Court finds 8 people guilty in 33 kg gold scam, 6 persons sentenced to life in prison. UN report warns of global water crisis amid climate change. Global water management is fragmented and inadequate, says UN report. And UEFA fails to monitor matches for racism. Europe's football governing body draws flag for the treatment of racism incidents. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.